Tips for young DJs would be patience, probably. Play the long game, don't rush into anything, and don't feel like you're having to do everything all at once. A bit of a veteran now in this scene, I guess, having touring for kind of nearly 20 years, I would say that patience is the key, you know, and have a kind of, it's not always easy because sometimes people pop off really, really quickly and things happen overnight, it almost seems. But just try and ride that wave consistently rather than too many spikes, because, you know, gradually walking up a hill is a lot more successful than, you know, jumping straight to the top and then falling back down the other side. You know? But they say, don't they, that anything that's an overnight success probably isn't an overnight success. It's been building up to that point, you know. But yeah, you've just got to be patient, which is hard because it feels like, especially with social media and people's attention spans, that everything is so reactive. Of if you don't catch people in 3-4 seconds, they're gone, you know. But yeah, I think overall patience is key with this, you know, this industry.
I want y'all to think about something for a second. DJing is truly an act from God, right? We take our two hands and our imagination and we shift the vibe in the room. We create energy, and we're also making memories memorable for all the attenders in the party. That's something that should be held sacred. DJing is an act of selflessness. It's not always about how we feel, even though we have preferences, but it's about the people. So understand this: doctors heal the body, therapists heal the mind, but the DJ heals the spirit. And it's not about clout, it's about calling. And when God calls you to help people heal through sound, that's sacred. Don't take for granted. Peace.
Creatives, you should stop making content. In fact, you should stop making art for your peers, that is. They're not your assignment and they're not your audience. You should make art for the people who love your art.
You ain't ready to put 5 years of grind into anything without making a quarter.
Right.
Don't even start. Sometimes it takes that long to get over the hump. They're not ready.
I think a lot of people go through this thing where if they share information, they're going to lose their business. They're going to lose their edge. Two things are true in this world. One, there's only one you, and nobody can do what you do, even if they try to copy you one for one. It's never the same. And then two, most people that you give information to won't actually take you up on your information. I could tell people right now how to start a business from scratch, all the pitfalls and all the things you should and you shouldn't do. And you know what? 2% will actually take my advice and use it. The rest of them either know better than me or are too lazy to make it happen.
Before it's time to spin, you've got to first cue it up.
I'm probably in your area too. Everybody who owns a laptop, they're a DJ. Everybody who owns a DSL camera, they're a photographer.
And what I'll do is put up blurbs so therefore you can see what I'm thinking about and why I chose that song. You can see the reaction of the kids. So you can kind of like get an idea of how to use it and what to expect.
Why do you want to charge for something that you have the knowledge of and these other DJs don't have the knowledge of? Share your knowledge, you know?
Right.
But DJing's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun too, you know? I'm DJ Mikie. I cover central, northeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey, parts of New York State.
And I'm Dwayne Dixon, the Hitman DDub from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's time to cue it up. What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Queued Up DJ podcast with me, the Hitman DDub, and my friend DJ Mikie Mike.
Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you're weathering the storms out. Or no storms are in your area tonight.
Mm-hmm. And our podcast is a podcast for DJs of all skill levels to come connect, learn, and grow. From pro tips to real talk, we're here to support and celebrate the DJ community. So last week, we had talked about my gig that was happening the day after our show, that Friday. So we had talked about being adaptable to clients' needs and event context, which is essential, which was definitely essential. And I'll go more into that later on. And being able to handle last minute changes with professionalism builds reputation and client trust. Again, I have a story to tell on that one. You talk about last minute. I mean, it was the very, very, very last minute. And then the third takeaway was successful DJing combines skill, communication, and meticulous preparation. And all that played a major focus in what happened at my wedding on Friday. But before we jump into that, something else happened this week that's been very important. So I usually don't do anything when this happens. I think it happens like twice in a year. But we had this thing called Amazon Prime. And normally I don't buy anything, but it was after I saw this video right here from this guy, from the DJ Connect on YouTube. And he was going through some of the things we should get for Amazon Prime. And so I have my box right here. And I know,
there you go.
I know Mikie Mike was saying that he had a whole bunch of stuff. So while Mikie Mike is telling us what he has, I'm going to unbox mine because mine came a couple of hours ago. And then I'll pull out what I got inside the box. It made me think of, have you seen the movie Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense?
With Morgan Freeman and
Bruce Willis, is it?
No, it wasn't. No, Sixth Sense is Bruce Willis. It's the other one.
I love Morgan Freeman too. Oh, I'm so bad with movies.
It had all the Bible, the things that it was, anyway. They were detectives, and there was a guy that went around and he was killing people based on their 7 deadly sins.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was an episode, it was a part in the movie where the killer had killed, I don't know why I can't remember his name. I should know. I'm going to look it up.
Look it up.
Because we got time, because everybody's saying our party don't start until 10 o'clock. So we got time to kill. Morgan.
Well, we got our number one party guy here with us right now, DJ Cool Thing. Everybody gets a chance. Make sure you follow his page also. He's a great DJ, great person.
Is this? I know it has something to do with 7 deadly sins. 7. It's just called 7.
Okay. I seen the movie. I'm so bad with movies and actors and actresses. My wife, you could ask her who the actress is, the actor, who the director is, who the writer. She knows everything. I'm like, I can't remember. I don't know what it is. I mean, I have special actors I love, like Clint Eastwood, Bruce Willis, Cheryl Ladd from Charlie's Angels back in the 70s. Welcome Back, Kotter. You got all those guys that were on there. But Archie Bunker, the Sanford and Son, the Jeffersons, those shows just, they stuck with me, and that's it,
Yep. So I was just thinking when I said I'll show everyone what's in the box. It made me think of that part in the movie where the killer took them out to this desert, and there was a box,
Okay.
and Morgan Freeman told Brad Pitt to stay
Okay.
away because he saw what was in the box,
Yeah.
and Brad Pitt was like, "What's in the box?" Wasn't he had that whining voice to kind of find out that the killer had to his
Yes. Yep.
So that's
Yeah,
that's came to my mind when I say I'll show everyone what's in the box. But enough of me talking. Let's get to what you got. Good.
Okay. Well, I picked up a couple 90-degree angle plugs to go into the wall for when you're DJing. They started off at I think they were a foot, and I think a foot and a half, but I picked up the 3-footers because even well, it depends what venue you go to. Some venues, the receptacle's only 6 inches off the ground. Some venues, it's up 2 feet off the ground. So even if it is up 2 feet off the ground, you have to bend your wire going up there. You're still bending your wire to go back up the wall. This way, I have that wire. It'll come down the ground. It'll be flat, and I'll just pop it in. But the nice thing is, that's good. The wire that you're plugging in, it's flush right up against the wall. I have 4-inch gaffer's tape and put it over it. There's no way anybody could pull that out of the wall. Plus, I taped the wires down that on the floor there and run that one wire down, and that goes into my surge protectors and stuff. And I'm protected. They're protected. And I'm always safety first. Make sure I tape everything down. And if a venue says, Mike, you can't tape nothing down, then I ask them, do you have a carpet with some nonstick stuff on the back of it? If you do, please bring it out, because I'm safety. If somebody falls, then I'm going to make sure here, I'm going to write up something real quick. It's your responsibility if somebody falls, because you're not allowing me to tape anything down. So then they'll bring out a carpet, and they'll have that 2-way tape on or whatever. I'm thinking, you won't let me put gaffer's tape down, but you're putting that 2-way tape down. Really? That's worse. There's more adhesive on that than anything, but that's our prerogative. Also, I picked up a bag for my Flex 10. It's nice because it has wheels on it. You could put your computer in it. You could put your microphones in it, cables, everything.
Is that the same one that the DJ Connect guy had mentioned?
I don't think it's the same one, and maybe this one has the wheels on it. I just
he said one of them did. That's why he's saying make sure to get it, because he says the bigger ones have the wheels, almost like a luggage style case, but the smaller ones, it was like a backpack. So he had showed 2 of them.
Well, this also, you could use it as a backpack or as a carrier. So I figured this will be great. Instead of taking out, I don't have a flight case for it because it'd be way, way too heavy. And the controller is big to begin with. So now you're getting a bigger flight case. No, it just takes up too much space in the vehicle and this and that. I have the magnet case for it. That's super lightweight. But I figure if we're going into a venue that it's just park and roll it right out instead of carrying this, have everything right in there. You have your computer, you have your microphones, you have your cables for the controller, you have your cables for your microphone. You have, actually, if it's a wireless microphone, you have your whole base in there, everything, so you're good. But I don't have to worry about that no more because I have a rack case now, which I got to get all my stuff in the rack. So, which will be great. I've never used one before. I can't wait to use it. I'm going to have my 2 different oh my gosh, there's Phoenix Pro microphones in it, and then I'm going to have Aaron Strawn just did a video on his Sennheiser omnidirectional fin. I picked up the Phoenix Pro. They're directional, but they're active. The Sennheisers are passive. I would rather the active one, and the venues I go to are normally usually smaller, so I could put those up and just angle them out a little bit, and I got the whole venue covered, so I'm not worried about that. Doing a ceremony, just aim that right at the receptor, the priest, who's ever performing the ceremony, boom, you're gonna get them 1, 2, 3. And honestly, with the Phoenix Pro microphones, I've never used one of them before because I always get great reception. Knock on wood, you know. And then also I have my old Berman power conditioner, so I'll put that in there, and that'll be a perfect thing. That'll set to my left side, or maybe I'll put it on the right side. I'm not so sure yet. I think I'll put it out to the left side, and then I'll have my QSC mixer up on sit right up on top of that, and I'll be good to go for the whole night long. So I safety again with the tape. Now with the rack system, there's safety there, and it'll take up less space on my table. I mean, there were so many good buys that he didn't mention. The one that really stuck out were the SSD drives. If you get a chance to get them, if you have extra money, get them. I prefer the Samsung, the T9s. They're great drives. I've never had no problem with them. I do have the ScanDisk one that he showed on the show. That one was, it fluttered every once in a while for me, and I don't know why, but I ran first aid on it. It's been picking up on it, so then I just wiped it clean and so forth. Since I did that, it hasn't fluttered for me at all, so knock on wood. But I picked up the Samsung T9 when it first came out, like it was 2 years ago. I forget exactly the date when they came out, but it was like a month later. They had the 4 terabyte one on sale for $279. Now that price it went up higher than gold. It's $1,100 now. So I'm like, wow. And I picked up 4 of them, you know, because I got one, and I picked up another one, and I picked up another one. It just happened that I had 3 weddings back to back to back. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get these drives. I'm not going to mess around with regular drives anymore. I have 4 solid state drives. I'm good to go right there, you know, so which is great. So what do you have in the box?
Okay. So he mentioned something, because after dealing with what I had to deal with, and I'll go into more detail when I talk about the actual gig, I could never have enough of these things. I got that bag, the cable bag.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The one that was $50.
Yep.
So,
they are great.
So it's I think there was one size that was bigger, but
some guys go after the bigger size, then they forget they're putting all these wires in there, and other stuff, and then they go to pick it up. They're like, "Oh, wait a second, why did I get this big one?" You know, then if you start emptying stuff out of it, now the front end's sucking in, because if you take stuff out of the middle, you know, so you better have going. If you have to carry 2 bags, so be it. But at least you have to think of your own physical health. That, you know, if you pack it up too much, you're not going to be able to lift it up, you know?
But they come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dividers.
Yep. Beautiful.
But then they have a whole bunch of pockets.
Yeah. That's a perfect size right there. That size you cannot beat.
Yep. And so you can customize how big you want each compartment to be.
Yes. Yep.
And then you have the little mini things. So I'm thinking this will be a perfect companion to I think it's called Jet Pack. It's the DJ backpack.
The Jetpack.
Yep. So you got that. You got a whole bunch. You got pockets galore, so I can put stuff in there and forget that I put stuff in there.
Yes. Well, no, honestly, I have something similar to that. I have a spool that I put all my XLR cables on. Like I have 2 of them, one for smaller gigs, one for bigger gigs. So if I know
how big is the spool?
It stands about this high. It's about that wide.
Okay.
It's perfect. The one I got, excuse me, the one I did get off Amazon about 3 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and then I bought one down at Home Depot, and they both work great. The one that was on Amazon was actually more expensive than the one from Home Depot. But for my IEC cables, I like to keep them in that bag right there because you just wrap them up. You put a Velcro strap around it.
Mm.
You can even get the riot ties, put that around it. It's no problem. Then I have if I could find one here, there are like a rubberized. I just had one right here. Oh, maybe you'll see this. I'm not sure. These rubberized ties.
Okay.
You wrap this around it. Boom, you're good. You have it in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. My brother-in-laws used to be roadies for a local band here, and everything's put it in a Section 8. Put it in a Section 8. Okay, I did that. They helped me pack up from the one gig I did, and they put everything. They wrap. I just let them go. They put everything in a Section 8. And my one brother-in-law came back to the house, and I said, all right, now open up that bag. He opened up the bag. He said, oh, I guess they didn't hold up too good. I said, they never do. Section 8s never hold up unless you're really tightening up real tight and then tying it off. But it doesn't, it's not, give me the spool any day. Give me that bag to put my IEC cables in it. You're ahead of the game 100%. And then you could put, if you have little tools that you use, I have like a socket that goes into an Allen wrench or a Phillips head or a straight edge screwdriver. I drop that in there. One other good thing to keep in there is a first aid kit.
Mm-hmm.
Never know, you're at a gig, somebody may break your glass and get cut. Well, you have band-aids. Somebody may not feel good. They give you like a little supply of Tylenol. They give you a little supply of ibuprofen. I just pick up a bottle. I drop them in there. And
Well, yeah, because I have one of those. I forget what it's called. When I got my new motorcycle, I was like watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and I want to say it was either Moto Jutsu or Dan the Fireman. They sell this, I guess, first aid kit. So it has everything in there. And I have bought some extra like Band-Aids. And for me, Benadryl, since I'm hypoallergic. So I have that kind of stuff, and I always keep Tylenol with me.
Yeah. Now, I mean, well, Benadryl, especially when you're on a motorcycle, you're getting hit with a bee, a bug, or anything. All you gotta do is get hit with a bee and get stung. And if you're allergic to bees, definitely you gotta take the Benadryl instantly. You know, or they have, I think, don't they have one of those?
I have an EpiPen.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about the EpiPen, what happened? Oh, I went over to my parents' house and they were cooking salmon, and you know the mist and stuff from the salmon is enough to close my throat and mess with my breathing. And I remember my throat was closing up, and I could just feel it closing up, couldn't hardly breathe. And I grabbed the EpiPen, and the furthest I got was this right here. I couldn't do it. It's like I read the directions. It's like I saw the needle. It's like it said jab yourself. I just couldn't do it. But good thing I heard the paramedics, the EMS wasn't too far away. So it's like once I heard the fire trucks and stuff coming down the street, I just like forget it. My parents was like freaking out. It's like, you're supposed to know how to use that. You have it and all this stuff. I was like, you are not helping the situation by fussing. So it's like,
I know.
It's one of those things where I had to control my breathing and breathe sparingly. Breathe in, then take my time, and don't like panic or start moving. That made it worse.
I mean, first of all, your esophagus is swelling. You're losing the ability to get air into your lungs. So then you get scared. Panic sets in. My son had sports-induced asthma. So did my daughter. My son's was worse than my daughter's. And he'd be at football practice, and he'd be like, Dad, I can't breathe. I said, Michael, yes, you can. No, I can't. I said, you're talking. you're talking, that means you're breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you had to play a little psychological game on them because you're not getting the same airflow as you normally do. So just said, all right, take your shoulder pads off, put your arms up, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, breathe in through your nose, out. 5 minutes. Okay, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to practice again. So I'm like, see, there you go. I mean, I know there was times that he had to stop and he had to go run right over, use his inhaler. I always had, because I was a coach on a team, so I had his rescue inhaler. I had another inhaler, and I had other kids giving me their inhalers. I'm like, all right, hang on. I'm getting a little bag so I could carry with me. I had every parent write the kid's name on on a little Ziploc bag and put everything in that Ziploc bags and put it in my little backpack. So one of the kids are going, I get ready. Okay, cute. All right, number 17, here's your bag. Okay, coach, I feel better now, So, I mean, it's a little different from DJing, but that EpiPen, you can't practice it. You just got to close your eyes and just jab yourself. That's it.
But they do have a practice one. But still, the practice one is not like seeing that big, long needle get ready to jab yourself.
If you've seen the needles that go in my back when I get those nerve burns, they're long. And the first one's like, say your strut that you just had there, and they leave them in your back. Then they stick another needle down. That's a numbing solution. So I have 6 on this, 4 on this side, 4 on this side. So you have those 4 straws sticking in your back. Then they put 4 other needles on each side that go in there, and then they just zap you, get all that numbing solution, and that's the worst part. That burns. Then they pull them out, then they put these other really tiny needles that come out, and then they make like a little loop, and that's what burns the hole in your nerve. But they can't. Well, I don't even take the Twilight out anymore. But at first I did. But they can't knock you out because they ask you, where can you feel that at? If you can feel it further, like down your leg, like say to right behind your knee, then they can't burn that nerve. They have to readjust it until they get it up to where it's safe. Usually like right below your buttocks, and then they're good. Then they can burn the nerve. It's like, okay. But otherwise, no. But those needles are long and they start off. I mean, honestly, I think they're about 18 inches long. I'm like, where are you sticking that? In your back. I'm like, that my body. I know I'm fat. I know that, but I'm not that fat. I know you're gonna stick that right through. It's gonna pop out my gut. But that bag right there, Dwayne, you're gonna find so much use for it. You're gonna say, definitely make sure our next prime, I'm getting another one of them. And that is the perfect size. Like I said, I know they do have bigger ones. That one right there is the perfect size, because if you just got to pick it up and carry it quick, you could. I know they usually have the strap for it, so if you have it, you have to walk further, strap it over your shoulder, you're good. You could strap it right, like crossbody, it's okay. But once you get that bigger one, yeah, you carry more stuff in it. More stuff means more weight. More weight means more fatigue on your body,
Right.
We're not getting any younger, you and I, We're not like Aaron Strawn.
Yep. But what I was going to say, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm trying to find this slide. I didn't get a chance to practice, so I forgot. So I'm going to be clicking on different buttons, hoping this is the right one. But I was going to say also, it has a side for your microphones. So, I know what it was. Yeah, all this stuff is great, and having a plan is great. But if you don't execute the plan and it's just like at school. They put up after 9/11 and all the school students, they all put in metal detectors and security guards and all that. That's all fine and dandy, but if people are still going out the side door, leaving the side door propped, you're just defeating the purpose. So it's just like with the bag. I can get the bag and stuff, put stuff in there, but if I don't stay organized and stay on top of where everything is, it still defeats the purpose. So I gotta also change my mind.
Yeah. Now what I thought that I have to do myself,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make a tag board because I think there's an area where you could put like what's in the bag. So I make a label and put it in there and say, okay, just I think I have 2 of them. So bag A, IEC cables, that. And know what else I have in my other one is DMX cables. I don't want them on the spools because they're so thin. And they're not long. I just boom, and put them right in that bag. They work perfect. Like I said, then I throw some tools in there. The first aid kit. Just different odds and ends that you may not need, but if you do need it, you don't even have to take it into the gig with you. You leave it in your vehicle. You can park your vehicle close by. So this way, hey, if you need it, you can run right out and get it and boom, go right back in with it. It's like your doctor's bag, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I have also those tags, the other little tags you could put on, because I don't see like the little window ones on here, but I do have a couple of other tags, like tag something like this.
Yeah. Yep. That's perfect. I mean, again, once you start getting multiple bags, and you're saying, okay, do I have this in that one, or do I have that in that one? And then at the end of the night, you're saying, okay, I'll just drop it in. Yeah, that must be the bag. And then the next time you only take that one bag because you have the label on it, then you're missing that part that you need, or you're missing that little tool or whatever, you know?
And then the last thing was I got a bunch of batteries.
Cool.
You can never have enough of these batteries for your wireless mics.
Yes, you can never buy enough of them. You don't want to buy too much because you don't want them to go dead on you.
Yeah.
But like, Buddy, I do admire Buddy for this. After every show, he does change the batteries in his microphones. I had that same philosophy and same policy. I change, especially for weddings. There is no way. As soon as I get there, those batteries are coming out. I don't care if I only use them for a half hour at that last gig. They're out. They're going in the garbage. All our remotes, we have the rechargeable batteries for them. I'm not worried about the remote controls at home. I just want to make sure that my batteries are good for that wedding. Because I heard horror stories of people going to get the microphone. It's dead. They forgot. A lot of guys, what they'll do is they don't want to throw their batteries out at the venue. So they take their dead batteries, drop them back in their bag, and then in a quick emergency, well, okay, I'm going to change my batteries. And they just reach in their bag and boom, boom. Yeah, when you first turn it on, it'll come on and maybe on for a half hour, and then all of a sudden you have it in standby. And next thing you know, the best man has to give a speech, and you give him the microphone,
and that's always
like, oh.
it always happened at that point. It don't happen any other time until that point.
Yes. And you're like, oh man, I put the wrong batteries in. Then you, hang on 1 second, you come out. You just say, usually I have a wired microphone for myself. I'll say, listen, you don't have a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll be right back here with it. And while I'm saying that, I'm unscrewed out when I'm pushing the other batteries in that. Hey, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're giving the microphone back to Joe, or to the maid of honor or matron of honor. So, but again, try to separate your I would rather, I asked the venue manager, can I throw my batteries out here? And 99.9% of the time, yeah, no problem. Because they throw so much stuff away, it's unbelievable. So they're not worried about two little batteries in the back for them. It's like, that's a drop in a bucket,
Right. But that's the issue we was having at our church. The choir members just taking batteries out and then switching them and not putting fresh batteries in. So it's basically mixing. So when they put it in, because our mics, it has the battery meter on there. So when they put it in, of course, they put it in, turn it on, and it says full. But then after it sits for a minute or two, and it's usually when they start singing, that's when the bars start dropping from full to 2 bars left, then 1. The next thing you know, it's dead by the time they get to that 3rd or 4th song.
Yeah. And I seen people, what they'll do is instead of replacing both batteries, they'll replace one. Because, okay, at some certain point in time, one battery is almost dead. At first, they only swapped out one at one time. So now, it might be 2 gigs later. Oh, geez, my microphone's low. I'll take that battery out, that one bad battery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they forgot they didn't mark it or anything. So now they're looking at the microphone. Which battery's the bad one? Which one's the good one? You know, you don't remember.
Right.
Take both of them out, toss them, put 2 new fresh ones in every wedding. Do not, basically every gig.
Mm-hmm.
But don't mess around. You have that microphone. That's your like your scalpel if you're a doctor. That microphone, you know. So that's how they could cross-reference it too.
Let me see. Did I just change this thing? Let me go back to. Boom. Make sure I got the right screen. Yeah. I wonder why did that change. I'm wondering how long did this. Because I'm still trying to find. I was trying to be slick using OBS, going back into what's the modes? I'm in studio. All right, I guess you can only turn it on and off. I thought it changed words. Let me see.
Yeah, cool thing. It depends what flight case you get. I always, and then it depends where you keep it too. I always my one flight case is 18 years old. It's banged up, everything, but there isn't an ounce of rust on it at all. But you have to make sure you keep where the tray slides in and out. Make sure you keep that oiled up. You know, buy some silicone spray on it and just spray it on there. You'll be good to go there, buddy.
Yeah, mine's haven't rusted or anything. It's got scratched up and stuff, but yeah, mine because it's a mix of. I know the corners are metal, and the handle is metal, the latch is metal, but the main part, that's like plywood. It's not, the whole case is not metal. It gets heavy like it's metal, but because the inside doesn't rust at all.
Mine are, I buy the Odyssey flight cases, and I swear to God, the controller could be, oh geez, like the one Newmark I have, I think it's like only 6 pounds without the flight case. In the flight case, it's like 42 pounds. Like, why did I buy this? Why? But that took a beating. I mean, it fell off a table. Thank God it was closed. Controller was perfect. Nothing got ruined. Nothing. It didn't come apart. It's unbelievable. Unreal. But the older you get, the more protective you get of your gear. When you're a younger DJ, yeah, you are protective of your gear. But there's times, well, you know, you start talking to people. Let me put my controller down. You don't watch where you put it. It might be just sitting on the edge of the table. Somebody might come up and bump the table, and there it goes. You're like, Lord, I hope it comes on the next time, you know?
Oh, that reminds me of my Xvive. It's like, you really can't see it. And when I was editing, I tried to go around and I couldn't see it, but I did buy some replacement lens. But yeah, somebody came up to the booth and when they turned around, knocked it over. And I can see a little mark like right here in the corner. So that's, my camera took a little beating, but a good thing this X5 is made where they have the replacement lens where you don't have to send it back to the company and pay all that extra money.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When I first started DJing, I forget what microphones I bought. I know they were expensive. And the reason I switched over from Serato to virtual DJ is because of doing karaoke. which is great, but our little co-host, our mascot here, her treaties. But I had a gentleman came up to sing, and the big thing was the mic drop. Boom. I'm like, you know, back then I didn't make people sign contracts. Dummy me. So 2 or 3 people later, this other gentleman comes, he wants to sing. I'm like, okay, no problem. And you know, you're doing karaoke in a bar, especially towards the end of the night, they're usually pretty well juiced up. He comes over, he puts the microphone right inside the glass, a beer. I'm like, both microphones shot. So thank God they were still on the warranty. I was able to get 2 new microphones. Brought them, and the next gig, karaoke, one guy set the microphone on the table with the crown or the head first, off the table, boom, shot instantly. And then a lady, same thing, put the freaking microphone right in a glass of beer. Now she put it up that the what you're speaking to was up to the top of the crown, be perfect. But she stuck that right in the glass. I'm like, I said, that's it. Anytime I'm doing karaoke, I go to Guitar Center, I buy a set of those cheap Gemini microphones, and I don't care if they break them, I don't care if they throw them up, I don't care if they do mic drops with them. I just, hey, they didn't cost me that much. I'm still ahead of the game at what I'm making from the gig. I think they were like $29 or $39. You got a set of 4 of them back then. I honestly, I must have went through about 8 or 10 sets of microphones in a year. People, that was a big thing. Mic drop. Like now in my contract, especially if I'm using my Phoenix Pro or my AKG microphones, you drop the mic, you're paying for it. That's it. You know, and you're paying today's price, not what I bought it for back 2-3 years ago. You're paying whatever the value is of today, even though it does depreciate. But guess what? It's still, back when I bought it, might have been $149. Now it's $289. You're giving me $289 because you have to replace it in the store, you know. So I have a contract now. That's the first thing they got to do before anything. They have to sign it. So fingers crossed it doesn't happen again, you know.
So that's all the things I bought. But then I also picked up
Xvive.
Yep, got the updated one. Was it the 35? Because I had the U3s.
Yeah.
I had I think these are the U3s. Yeah, U3.
Yeah. They're phenomenal.
Yep.
I mean, they could do so much wonders for you. It's unbelievable. And some DJs use them, some DJs won't use them. It's like, if I can use something that's to my advantage, I'm using it. You know, it's just something to, not just to my advantage, to other DJs too, but then you get some DJs will put them down and other DJs listen to it and they're afraid to use it. It's like, oh, why just try it. If you could, if one of your buddies has one, borrow it off them, try it out. If it works for you, pick it up then. You know, it's just, so many people are, I don't say brainwashed, but they're so gullible that they listen to a couple DJs that say, oh, don't buy them, but there's so many problems with them. Then their buddy has it and it's working perfect, and they're going, geez, man, this is on Prime, I could have picked it up for X amount of dollars. Now I like it, now I gotta pay this amount of dollars. So they're kicking themselves in the butt, you know.
Yeah, but that saved my event Friday. Because you remember last week I had showed you all my RTA microphone? And then if you remember when I put the microphone away, I put the bag on the side of the chair over here. So you know what I did? I checked everything, did my checklist, and you know what? You know what was not there when I got to the gig on Friday?
And you couldn't get back home to get it in time.
Mm-mm.
You were too far away.
Yep. So if push came to shove, I had a regular dynamic mic. I could have did, and I had another long cord. I could have did the wired mic thing, but it was like that looked too tacky. And then after the fact, I was like, oh yeah, but I did put in because I had the Phoenix Pro rack that has the that came with the handheld and the body pack and all that. So I had the body pack. If push came to shove, I could have used a lapel mic and had them talk in that way. But also knew I had this thing. And with the condenser mic, I just plugged that into the back of that, and I had my wireless microphone. So when I show the video in a minute, you'll see that's what my microphone was, a regular condenser mic, and then this. But the one thing I will say, I would not substitute this for a wireless mic, because again, a wireless mic is made to do
that job. Your wireless mic.
Right. This was made to do for you to talk wirelessly. This would do it, and this can get you by. But I was so scared because when I first tested it out, we heard crackling, but it was just little pops. It's one of those DJ things. We noticed it, but I don't think that it would have made a difference with the audience. Not unless it was just outrageous. But once the people came in and I turned this on and the groom did the welcome, I heard like robos, like he was talking like this. You can hear it. And I was thinking maybe it's because the volume he was talking at, because I didn't hear it so much when I was talking, because with the new mixer, I have the compressor and the limiter and all that stuff going. So I'm thinking he was talking at a level where you can hear the gates turn on and off.
Yes.
But again, I had one end plugged into my mixer, and my mixer is underneath my booth. So I was like, maybe it needed to be in line of sight. So I'm glad I had an extra XLR cord. So I just ran the XLR out of the mixer and hung the other end over the my booth. So therefore it could be more of a direct sight, and that saved everything. So
I'll tell you, they are a lifesaver. Again, something could happen to the wireless microphone. You could have somebody trip over or like walk up to the booth and somehow catch your power cord going to your wireless microphone and actually snap it. And you're like, uh-oh. At least you have that. You have a backup plan. I mean, not too many DJs take two microphones with them, or if they do take two, because it is like the Phoenix PT2A or something like that, that does have two microphones with it. It's okay, you have that backup going to it. But if somebody breaks that cord on you, now you have no other microphone to go with except for that one.
I had a PTU 71. That's the one I have.
Okay. I'll tell you that. I'll give you a little story from the wedding I did 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wait a minute. It's been a while.
Yeah, there we go. I love it.
We got to do it right.
The venue manager goes, Mike, can you tap into our system? I said, yeah, no problem. He said, do you have XLR cables? I said, picked up the spool. I said, here, how many feet do I need? Oh, the plug-in's right behind. I said, okay. I plugged it back in. I said, well, what's going on? He goes, they can't hear him speaking. Best man.
Oh, this was from last week.
Yeah, I said, okay. I some people have that fear in them about public speaking. I don't care how many times you could have it written on the top of their notes. Put the microphone here. Always keep your thumb right at your chin, and then the head of the microphone right here. You're in perfect line of sight. You're talking. You're not here. You're here. So that microphone's catching everything coming out of your mouth, whatever you're saying. I've seen so many people do this. You could remind them. They drop the microphone, it's down their belly button. And then people might start yelling, I can't hear them. Turn up the microphone. Like, you can't, because you're going to start getting feedback. They don't understand that. Pick the microphone up, put it up here so you can hear, so everybody can hear you. But people just get gun shy, basically. Like, oh my God, I'm talking in front of 200 people or 100 people, whatever. They just freeze up and just, okay, I'm going to put my arms down here so I'm comfortable, you know? But no, that ain't the way to be when you're talking on the microphone.
Yep, I'm getting confused because I'm like looking at the two different screens. I was like, oh no, I forget that YouTube Studio is like way behind on what's really going on. Because I've seen the DJ tips trick the wrong thing. So I guess we can transition into my event. It finally came. It's one of those things again. He scheduled, I think it was at the end of March we first talked, and it seemed like we had a lot of time, but then all of a sudden, June 19th just came super quick. Now let me see if I can find where I put it. Let me see, is it this one? Yeah, got the right one. So I have my little highlight video up. I'll probably do a gig vlog, and I'm trying to debate on should I do a full open set, because the dance floor is pretty busy from the time open dancing started till they cut the cake. So that was a good 45 minutes to an hour. Or so I just cut it up and do like a combo of the two. So either way, you'll be seeing the real song, and then you'll get a better than just the generic. When you see this video, the generic song that I have to put on top. Speaking about generic videos, finally one of our videos got demonetized. It's the one that we did with the collab with Start to Spin. I think it was the second one. No, it was the one where we talked about our top songs from the 2010s. So I guess YouTube finally got around to identifying those songs that we had used on our show.
It's so sad that they demonetize it, or they put a copy. It's not a copyright strike, but like certain countries this video won't play. And you look at the countries that it won't play,
Can we give it up one more time for the new Mr. and Miss Valerie?
Strike or won't let you play there, but I know they listen to it there, you know. And it's just, I think, you know, if we're promoting these musicians, it's actually free press or free whatever. How can you say, like a free commercial for them? We're not charging them for it, and they're not charging us for it. Even if we play 10 seconds of that song, what doesn't matter? It's not hurting nobody. It's actually promoting that band. But, you know, it's just, I don't know. The whole industry has changed so much. The music industry, how the distribution of money goes from the kingpin up here to the musician, to the writer, to this, to that, the management, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at what the actual singer makes or the band makes. It's like, well, now we know why they gotta charge so much for each concert. Because now they have to recoup their money that they put in to make that album. It cost them a couple $100,000 to make the album. Yeah, the publishing company put a lot of stuff into it too. But the thing is, it's their time, their voice, their talent, and they're not making that much money on it. So when they could go see Harry Styles in concert, I forget how much his tickets are. My one neighbor is going to see some country artist, and his tickets start at $1,000. He's not a Garth Brooks or anything, but I'm like, oh, Morgan Wallen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, $1,000 for his ticket? Yeah. I'm like, oh my Lord. Like, that's the only way that these artists can make some money. Because basically, it's getting all taken away from them. Before even, their record could be silver, platinum, or whatever, gold, platinum. That means they sold how many hundreds of thousands of albums. But they're not seeing all that, like the musicians from the 70s, the 60s. They seen the money coming in. They had it. It might have been a 70-30 split. 70 going to the record industry and 30 going to the musician. But it's a lot better than what they're getting today, you know, so it's unbelievable.
Yep.
I see that one clip today of your video, and that venue looks beautiful.
It is. I just wish I had time to like go and tour, because it was one of those things where with this couple there was a lot going on, and come to find out they weren't in the city to begin with, and then they were in two different places, so that kind of explains why the communication seemed like it was always delayed and not instantly, because both of them, especially him, because he's French, so he had a lot of people coming from across seas, so trying to make sure everybody get their reservations and make it over, there was a lot of planning on him. There was a lot of planning on her to move, to relocate. So they had a lot of different moving pieces. So that goes back to why he, I shouldn't say he hired the DJ, because that's who I talked to the most. And then I'm going to assume the wedding planner talked to the bride, because when I was talking to the planner, she was saying just a few days before was the first time that she actually talked to him. Whereas I was saying, I told her that Monday would be the first time that, because I talked to her on Friday, that Monday would have been the first time I would have talked to the bride. So it was one of those things. So there's a lot of different moving pieces. So once I got there, and shout out to Kevin, because Kevin did come and he helped me load in, get settled, and then he came back after his gig and to help me break down. But once I got there and got everything set up, I had to go through and look at my timeline, because my timeline was still a little different than the planner's timeline. And then the planner, once they got finished with their ceremony, then she finally showed up, and then that's where we had to sit down and make sure we crossed and make sure everybody's on the same page. And then there was some extra stuff added on her end the night before from the bride, and then before I left to head to the event, the groom sent me over his intro song. So I had to make sure I had that song before I got there, and then the whole way traveling I was practicing my script, my intros and all that, and then I had to pull up the song on YouTube to try to practice my intro to go along with the beat and figure out how I was going to cue and loop these songs, which sounded great in practice. And then when I do my gig vlog, you'll see me actually practicing during that downtime, because I got there super early, and since I didn't have to cover cocktail, I just used that time. You know, I still played music since I was there because it's like it was stupid for me to come there and not do anything. So I still played music, but you saw me also with my headphones on, listening to the song and practicing, making sure I hit the beats, and because I wanted to make sure once I say, let's give it up for the first time, Mr. and Miss, and saying their names, I needed to make sure I can hit that cue point because the chorus doesn't start on beat 1. It starts just prior. So it's like I had to make sure what I say hits the beat and hit. So it sounds like it's right, you know, it was meant to be right there and not off beat. Or if I miss the beat, being able to hear the beat and still hit it, you just have a little delay as opposed to it being awkward. But for the most part, that just went out the door because because normally my meeting before the event, we would have had all that set in stone. So therefore I would have did it and said how I would introduce them and how everything should hit. So we're all in agreement, knowing when I hear this is when I walk out. But I played the music. It was Got to Be Real. I think it's Cheryl, is it Underwood? No. Got to Be, let me see. To Be Real, Got to Be Real. It's Cheryl something. Cheryl Lynn.
Okay.
Yep. So it has that and then it goes into that dun 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 dun. That one I had cued. So you heard my whole thing was I even practiced my my introduction, not introduction, you know, my the speech. The speech when you're saying, okay, we're a few minutes away from doing the grand entrance. I need everyone to make their way to the seat. And this time, I didn't say my name. I practiced not saying my name because I know you all get on me about saying, why are you saying your name and the venue and all this stuff? So I had that down. But because everything was so delayed and off, I didn't have time to do a formal like introduction or welcome. It was one of those things where I'm playing music, then all of a sudden the coordinator walks up and she was like, they're here, they're just waiting for you to play the song. And I was like, whoa, I didn't have the time to like give that 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
So it's like I just jumped on the mic. It was like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping you enjoy yourself because they're already seated anyway. We're just moments away from doing the grand entrance. So if you have your cameras, please take it out. And then I didn't even know where they were going to walk in. 'Cause I'm thinking they were going to walk through the doors that everybody else walked in.
That makes it hard for you.
So I didn't even know where they were. So I hit the song, you know, that da-da-da-da-da-da. All of a sudden they walking down. And so I see that out the corner of my eyes, and I'm prepared to, you know, read the script and hit the beat like I normally do, but they were already in, so that moment didn't make sense. So I had to make a quick decision, move my eyes down my paper, and let's say let's hear it for the first time, and I said their names, and I had this awkward pause. You don't hear it in the video I did, because I edited so it's not that dip, but I was like, introducing for the first time, Mr. and Miss France and Marybelle, Valerie. I had that slight pause because I felt myself going to say Valari or say their name wrong. So it's one of those little things. It's a hiccup where I wish I could have, their songs would have been picked and I could have told them how to make sure you get the biggest pop. Because when they came in early, they still cheered, but it wasn't that big pop and everything, you know, hitting right on beat.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've been doing this for almost 25 years now. every wedding I do, prior to the intros, I still get butterflies. It's like, okay, Mike, just you've done this a million times already. Take a deep breath, just relax. If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. Don't stop, just keep going. But never refer to me as the bride and groom. And the bride and groom this, and okay, our bride is gonna dance with her dad now. All right, our groom is gonna dance with his mom now. I always call them by their first name. Or the new Mrs. Smith is gonna dance with her dad. Please, Jeffrey, come out to the dance floor. Your daughter picked out a beautiful song for you to dance with her to. Then say the groom's name is Steve. Steve, can you please accompany your mom out on the dance floor? Because sometimes the moms are out there waiting. Who's ever on the dance floor first, that's who I announce. Especially like for the special dances. But for the grand intros, honestly, you could have worked that out. You could have had all your timing down. You could have went through that with a rehearsal with them. But they're so nervous walking in. Rehearsal's one thing. There's nobody else there. But when you're walking into all your friends and family, they're more nervous than you and I, who's doing the intros. And they just, and then I always tell them, please go slow coming in. If you're not going right into your first dance, take your time getting there. Make it worth having a lot of fun and people cheering. You know, let them start clapping and stuff like that. And I'll tell them, listen, I'll keep going. You know, not a long time, maybe about for 40 seconds. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're almost here. Come on, here. They want to hear some noise in here for them. Let's hear it for our new Mr. and Mrs. or for the first time in public, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Yeah, come on, rev it up. Let's. And then when they come in, people are clapping. I'll say, well, they're already in. They're waiting to do their first dance in public. I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, all right, let's hear it for Jeff and Samantha. Come on, let's give it. And then, you know, people are, I'll say, is that all you got? Are we at a nursing home? Come on, people, make some noise for them. And also, it just erupts. Because I think the guests are even a little shy to it, too. Because they don't know how, as the bride and groom, would be okay with this. We don't know the bride and groom's personality, their true, I can't say their true personalities, but they may not like the attention on them. They may not like the clapping and everything. They might be a little bit shy too. So okay, well, we really can't do that much for them. You know, like we'll just do enough clapping and cheering. They'll be suffice for them. But no, I want them to really clap and cheer. Like Aaron Strawn, Rachel, she'll say, grab the napkins. They got those napkins, or they got little towels on the table, please. Get them going. Come on, spin them around faster, because here they come, our bride and groom, Jeffrey and Samantha. So it's like, you want the crowd to be revved up, but again, depends on the crowd. Sometimes the crowd, I don't care what you do, you could probably light their seats on fire and they just sit there, you know? It's every wedding's different, but you did a great job. I seen that video. I'm like, oh my God, what?
And it wasn't just me. This was a team effort, because this one was different. Just like I said, because when I mentioned earlier that we need to be, as professional DJs, you need to be able to adapt to the last minute changes. When I say last minute, literally, if I'll play the video. In the video, you'll see me talking to 3 women. The one that was in the black dress was the coordinator. The one in the aqueous greenish kind of dress was, I'm gonna assume she looked like him. A sister is right here.
Introduce for the very first time, Mr.
Go back a little.
Like that?
Nope.
That's.
Oh yeah, you probably saw it because I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, right there.
Yep.
So the one in the black is the coordinator. the one that had that awkward dress could be the sister, because the mom is to the left, because they look the same. But anyway, they were adding last minute things. Even the group picture, they found a beautiful spot in the venue, so they wanted everyone to take pictures. So they were super, super late getting to the ceremony, and that kind of like messed up the caterers, because they were supposed to have dinner set and everything at a certain time, but because they were so late, it threw their timing and stuff off. So
they can be 5 minutes late, and that'll throw everything off. They could be 2 minutes late; it throws everything off.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize how much, especially like the intros, the grand entrance. Everything has to be boom, boom, boom. It has to go perfect flow. If they're 10 seconds too late, a minute too late, it just the later they come in, the more stuff is going to go wrong. And that's why I always tell everybody in the room, please be precise. I will have everybody in order. Once you start hearing the music, it's time. And I want you to fly out. I'll explain to them where the photographer is going to be. Please try to refrain from taking your bouquet and raising it up, or doing this or doing anything crazy. When you come out, let that photographer take your picture. After that, you're going to turn to your left or right or whatever, and then you're going to follow the person from the staff member will tell you which way to go to sit. You know, because a lot of bridal parties, they won't get their reservation card, like what table they're at, so they're like, where do I sit at? They're looking for empty seats around the place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But the later they're coming in, the more stuff goes wrong, and then you feel bad because you're like, oh my God, we should have been doing this already. But it's out of your control at that point in time.
Yep, I see the Start to Spin guys are here. The crew. We have Kevin in the chat.
Hello,
we
Kevin.
have Will is in the chat. We have
Hello, buddy.
the Ruckus Inc. DJ Pretty Boy is here, and DJ Soul Entertainment DJs are in the chat.
Hello, everyone.
So I was gonna respond to Soul Entertainment. He says, "Miss, is it Ms. or Miss?" So I was going to say, my mind is saying Miss as in MRS period, but what my mouth does, it's a totally different thing. So my bad if I mispronounce the Miss. Oh no, Miss. Did I say it right?
Mrs.
Miss.
Mrs. is plural.
Mrs.
Yes, Mrs.
Mrs.
Mrs. is, she's married already.
Mm-hmm. So what I was saying, but yeah, there was a lot of changes up to the last minute, and after hearing that backstory, I can kind of like see why, and that's why it was so important that once I realized there was a wedding coordinator involved and other vendors and things, it was important for me to reach out and get a rapport with them to make sure that whatever is being discussed separately is being brought back to the table, and everybody knows what is going on, and then trying to go back and keep the couple in the loop, because if we didn't have communication, this whole event could have went super duper left. Because if it's one of those things where yes, they were late and slow about sending information in, important information in, but because I've done it so many times and I'm used to, when I got into doing weddings, I was again the emergency DJ, or I did these weddings because someone either dropped the ball, double booked, or whatever. At the last minute, I'll get the information in, and I wouldn't meet the couple until I'm lining them up. So through those experiences, I was able to, even though I'm missing certain information, still be proactive and have things set just in case. if I had to do something like an introduction. So I sent them some ideas that I had, but just in case, if he didn't send anything, let him know then this is what I'm thinking, this is what I was going to play during that time. And the send-off, they didn't have a send-off. I didn't get the send-off until, was it the day before or was it right there? I think I got the send-off that day. That day, either before, I know I got the intro a few minutes before I walked out the house. And then I'm thinking I had to get I was able to download the song there. It was last, put it like this, it was super last minute. It's almost like DJ Unstoppable's kind of situation. I saw his big blog today.
Now, how was the internet there? Were you no problems with the internet?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. The internet was so. I tried using their internet, but it's like I couldn't. It wasn't working for me. So
Nice working with you. Yeah,
let's see.
Thank you.
But before going out there, when I got the new rack, so I can wirelessly
when it comes to those special days,
do the mixer through my computer or iPad. Since I have a rack mount mixer, I don't have the faders or the different faders. I have bought this thing.
You can rely on the company that makes every event unforgettable.
Some people say they may have a mesh network. I can't connect to that at all.
Yeah, so I had this thing. So I was able to do a hotspot. Hotspot was okay, but it's not fast enough for downloading songs or doing, internet stuff.
Yeah.
But I had this little, let me go back and make sure I got I'm showing the right thing. I have this travel router.
Travel router.
Yeah. So I was able to hook my my phone to that one and get 5 gigs. So I was able to get back some of the bandwidth that I was missing when I was just trying to use my phone. So that saved me big time because I had the Request Now app because again I'm dealing with French speaking people and I don't know too many of their songs, their native cultural songs. So he gave me a good playlist, and that was fine and dandy, but I still had to fill in the blank. And so they'll come up and they did requests, and the ones that wrote it on a piece of paper, it's like I had a hard time figuring out what they put down because again, they wrote it in French. So the letters didn't make sense. It's almost like reading, is it Japanese or Chinese? The one where they had the little picture kind of fonts.
Yes. Like when somebody else speaks a different language than we do, people are saying everything's Greek to us because it doesn't make no sense to us, but it makes sense to them. So I did have an event which was all Hispanic. It was all Spanish speaking, except for the bride and groom. They were bilingual, and me, I was only English. I had people come up with requests and stuff, and now I'm asking them they're writing it down, they're writing it in Spanish. So I couldn't understand them verbally. How am I going to understand them when they write it down? But we did get through that night. Again, it was a little hiccup, but we did overcome it,
Yep. And James King is in the chat. He says, my mic is low. I turned it up, so how about now? Let me know.
Hello, James.
It says, you have the sound on the video. Let me see. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hey, buddy. I'm here. And then James King says, listening in the background, getting ready for his wedding tomorrow. Good luck with your wedding tomorrow, James. And then Buddy says, you have the sound on the video. It's overpowering you talking. So I thought I had turned that off. Let me see. Let me go back.
You know, James, you had Aaron on there twice on your show already. I think he should pay you to come on your show because, man, you give him all this praise and love, and you can tell he eats up. He's a great guy, Aaron is.
Let me just turn this down. And then
My sinuses are killing me today, so my voice is all raspy and stuff.
so let me go back and change this kind of turn this. So what about now? I got the video playing and
you're fine.
okay. I was being lazy. I thought if I just hit the button with OBS, it has these icons. I thought if I hit the button, then I'll be good.
Yeah.
But I just turned it down.
That's beautiful, that venue. I still, unbelievable.
Yeah, with this crowd, he wasn't kidding. In my Bible app, I asked the couple to rate their guests from 1 to 10. 10 being like over the top partiers, and then 1, being very laid back and chill.
Yeah.
And he said his is definitely a 10. And he did not lie. They came into the reception from taking their pictures, bobbing their heads. And throughout dinner, because everything was off and it wasn't right on time, and so there was like a lot of, the way the timeline was set up, there was a lot of, I was to say, socializing time, where they had like salad, then they went into dinner, then it went into some presentation. That's what me and the mother and I'm on the other girl. I don't know who she is, but she did a special presentation, and she said it was only going to be 15 minutes, and 15 minutes is still long, but it was one of those sports 15 minutes. In sports, like you get down to the last minute of the game, and that could be a half hour with TV timeouts, challenges and all that stuff. That was a long 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I tried to take his playlist. He gave me a bunch of songs, and I tried to go through his songs and put them in categories, like the kind of songs I'll play for open dancing. And then the open dancing was set into 2 parts. You had 45 minutes of open dance, then you had cake cutting, and then you had open dancing after that again. So I'm thinking, normally when people sit for a long time and the sun is going down, a lot of the older people leaves. And being that they had put down, they were expecting 48 people at the at the event, I'm thinking that we were going to lose some people, or if not, the bulk of them. Once they get the cake, they serve the cake, and then they will be out. But you still have quite a few that were still there. But I end up using songs that wasn't popular. I should say dance floor fillers that I didn't think were like the more current songs. I played that doing all that socializing songs. So they were busy ready to dance the entire time. And one thing that was a saving grace was they didn't mind me playing songs again for a second time, because they heard the songs. And that's one thing I could say about them Harbingers. Them Harbingers, now that I have it set right, because I was using the wrong setting on it, now that I have it set online, I can crank it up without getting that hiss. And then with me using the new digital mixer, I can really boost it. And they said they heard the music up on the hill. So they was like, a lot of the songs that you are playing, because I was playing a lot of their Afro beats, their French house songs, their disco songs, they like that kind of stuff. And they heard that, and it was like, yeah, can you play those songs that you played at the beginning? And then even the groom had came back and said, oh, them songs? I didn't think anything of it. The song, he had me audition pretty much had me. He gave me a list of songs. He's like, "Can you mix these songs?" And I did my little audition tape for him. He's like, "You know the songs that you played in the in your video, play those songs." So I ended up playing those songs. So a lot of those songs I played during cocktail hour and all that because I didn't know how well they would work on the dance floor. But
Yeah.
I wished I had known these songs, because just like a lot of people over here in the United States hate on line dance songs or the trail ride songs, a lot of those songs had Pacific dances too, and I didn't know about it. And it's like when this one girl kept coming to my booth, I was like, "Can you give me more of those songs like that?" Now you looking like the way I was on Buddy's show a couple of weeks ago. That was last week.
Right. I forgot I have to adjust my fan, and it's blowing right in my face. I'm like, oh. And the one fan I have right in front of me, I don't have a remote control for it. The one here is on the side of me. I have a remote control for it. That one ain't hit me. This one's right here. And I'm like, I should have adjusted that before. Then my little mascot's with me. I told you my daughter moved back with us, and she has 2 cats. And my little Clementine, she's like the dominant. And poor Eugene, he's this big orange cat, very lovable. She attacked him today. I'm like, Clementine, you're half his size. All he has to do is turn around and just bite you once. That'll be it, you know. But he's deathly afraid of him. Or he's afraid of her. But I'm here. She won't let me alone because she hasn't been with me for 2 days now because my daughter's cats, they're sticking to me because my daughter, she's working and stuff. And then she went to the gym. So they're in a strange place. They're like, and then you got 4 of their cats are like, who's going to attack me first, you know?
Yep. So
but I'm trying to adjust myself. My chair won't go any lower. If I could go lower, the fan would be hitting right off the top of the screen, so it'd be hitting the top of my head at one point.
Okay. It's just we have to double check once your head starts getting to that certain.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's get to the chat. Let's see.
Remember, hit that like button, and if you like what you're hearing, share the video. Also, if you have any comments and questions, throw them up there in the chat. And once the show's over, which that usually takes about, Dwayne, we're on here about an hour and a half, right? 2 hours.
And then we hit, and they missed story time with Mike.
Yeah.
But let's see. And then Kevin said you had to grab a lot of songs they didn't have. Yep. But then that was going back to, that's what's great about having, I call them my floor general. Those are the ones that's constantly coming to the DJ booth. So since they're out there on the dance floor, I don't have problems playing their songs. But then they can also give me songs that I didn't even think about doing. So I spent a lot of time playing their songs, and there's a lot of the Afrobeats, again, the French songs. But they also, throughout the time, they were disappearing and taking their pictures, different pictures.
Yes.
So I used that time because there was a lot of American guests there too. So that's when I played, your classical, not classical, but your classic wedding songs to make sure I appeal to them. So the groom was pretty pleased with the way that I was able to mix and go in between genres and do it fluidly and keep everybody engaged.
Yes, that means a great deal to them, because he's from a foreign country, and to get the music over, and that he could feel the vibe and stuff. That means a lot to him. And my daughter's here.
Yeah, I saw her. I had flashbacks because she almost looked like the girl from the video. The one she's the one that was always coming up requesting things, instead of using the app, she just write it down.
Yeah.
Cause she had her hair up just like her, and she had the little flowery dress. I was like, wait, I had to look. I was like, wait a minute, is that the same one?
I'll tell you, we used to write and request down when I did those two. I did 4 school dances back to back each week. I'll tell you, I looked at these notes that these kids were writing, and I'm like, I remember when I was in 1st and 2nd grade, if I didn't have it printed the right way, man, those nuns back down their fingers to the rollers. I'm like, oh boy, these kids are getting away with murder today,
Yep. Let me see. Going down, they was talking about the volume. I hit mute, but I hit the monitor icon and not the speaker icon. And the intros are Mr. and then Miss, MRS. Yeah. Already liked the video. Cool Thing said he already liked the video, and then Mr. and Miss.
Yeah.
Because Mrs. is that's the one that's not married. That's the MISS one.
No, MISS is Miss. That's before she's married. And then when she's married, it's Mrs. Like my wife, prior to getting married, she was Miss Marino. Then when she got married, she's Mrs. Timmick.
Okay. And DJ Will said, "Look professional." Thanks.
Yes, it did. Yes. I love that venue.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cut it up and because I'm with a group of DJs, and we're supposed to start our Instagram 30-day challenge post for 30 days. So I'm definitely gonna try to cut it up. And I wasn't thinking when the groom came to me at the end of the event. I should have told him that I was recording, so therefore I could have got his okay or approval right then. But yeah, I'm just waiting because we had a conversation at the end, and he has a sound bite that I definitely want to use for my testimonial. So I was kind enough to send him a text. So he just said, how did he put it? I asked him, could I use that video? I told him that I recorded it. I would like to use it for a testimonial. He said, sure, just send him a copy. So I'm not sure that's yes, I can use it before, or he just want to see it. Yes, I can use it, and then he just want to see it. So I'm just waiting to see back if he gonna answer back before I do the official, like our actual conversation.
I did that wedding 2 weeks ago, and again, there was a videographer there. I mean, he was there he said he spent basically the whole day with the bride and the groom, and she got her movie back, and I'm like, it went by so quick, and I texted her, and then I called her, and I said, that video, is that just like a proof of what's to come?
Oh, you told us that story.
No, this is that was a wedding that happened 2 years ago. This was just one 2 weeks ago. I'm like,
is that the same guy?
No, this guy was from Philadelphia, and I mean, it was, honestly, if it was 4 minutes long, that was it. I couldn't believe it. He really didn't have, he had a couple action, maybe about 3 seconds of dancing here, dancing there. He didn't have, the grandmother's the one who did the ceremony, but he didn't have anything like her speaking. All he had of her is saying, I present to you now the Mr. and Mrs., their last name, I'll just say Taylor. But that was it. And then they turned around before they got a chance to kiss. He went to something different. Like he went to it looked like still photos placed into like a video. I'm like, wow, this is completely different. But I talked to the photographer, which I know personally. He's Mike. He said, I don't know why they hire videographers. He said, because 9 times out of 10, this is what they end up with, and they're paying a lot of money for them. I think he said they paid over $5,000 for this guy to come up in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my God. Plus they had to pay for him to stay over the night before the wedding, and then they had to pay for him to stay over the night of the wedding. Because who wants to drive back home to Philadelphia? He stayed to the end, and he was there at 6 o'clock in the morning till 10:30 at night. So it was a long day for him. So there's no way he was driving back to Philadelphia. And if he had to leave from Philadelphia to get up here, he would have had to left there at 3 o'clock in the morning to get here for 6:30. So he came up the day before. I mean, it cost him a good chunk of change for a 4.5-minute video. I'm like, why? You know?
I know I know this one. I know that this couple probably paid good money for this photographer, videographer, but I saw a sample of her work that the coordinator sent me, and their pictures were banging. She was on point. I know that she was there the whole time, you know, as they get dressed, and then at the ceremony, and then at the reception. But then she asked to plug into my equipment, and I had the mixer, so I had, good thing I tested out each one of those outputs, because I wanted to make sure my mixer was set, so if I ever need to do the satellite speakers and knowing how to do the delay on them, I'll know how to do them. So, but when she opened up her bag, she was like, can I plug in? I said, sure. It's like, what kind of connection can I use? And then she put out her bag. She has one of those Zoom microphones with the two like metal mics going like that way. But then her bag had everything. It had the XLR to the 1/4 inch, or XLR to the headphone jack, the RCAs, every adapter, every kind of cord that you can imagine. She had it there for any situation. So she had that getting the sound. She had a dedicated video going in one area. She had an assistant, and she was busy walking around taking pictures. And some of the pictures she took, it's like I had to step back and ask myself, was I actually at the event? Because I was there, I saw her walking around, but the angle she got and how she was able to put the filters and do the backgrounds, make it, the actual picture was a still picture that told a picture. So it's one of those things, it could have gone in a museum, and you can like look at the picture and write a story just by looking at the masterpiece that she captured.
Yes. This videographer, all he used is the DJI Pocket 3. That's all he used. He had, I think, 3 SD cards with him, and he had a couple different filters that they're magnetized that you go onto. Even my buddy, who was the photographer, he goes, I can't believe that's all he's using to videotape the whole wedding. Now he had a microphone, so he was able to put on the bride, put on the groom for the ceremony, even for the speeches for the maid of honor and the best man. He captured their speeches. I don't think he used a second of their speeches. I'm like, then why did you mic them up? The photographs actually told, like my buddy who's the photographer, I seen the album. From his pictures that he took, you got more feel for the wedding than you did from this videographer. He didn't have a drone with him, but he had a stick that he was able to put his camera on, and he just raised it up and made it look like it was like a drone effect. I mean, it looked great, but there wasn't enough there. I mean, can you imagine being there from 6 6 o'clock, I'll just say 6 o'clock in the morning till say 10 o'clock at night. I mean, there you are, 6 hours or 12 hours plus another 4 hours, 16 hours to get 4.5 minutes of video. My end, I'd be displeased, like say, hey, wait, where's the rest of my video? I just paid you X amount of dollars. I think you should have more video than this. And I mean, he recorded all day, unless he didn't record and just walked around with the camera. You never know, you know. It's just, I would rather do it myself. If I'm the bride and groom, all right, I'm gonna ask my cousin Joe and my cousin Jeff and my cousin Stanley. I'm gonna put 3 video cameras up, or 3 cameras that could capture video. But hey, go over, check that the recording. You know, just even mom and dad, because you know they're gonna be very responsible. Please check if they're recording. If they stop recording, let me know. I'll change your battery. I may have to change the SD card, because this way you're getting the whole night. I don't know what they got, honestly, except for that little over 4-minute video that I seen. I'm like, and then like I said, it's like talking to her, and she goes, yeah, that's all we got. Like, I'm like, well, what happened to the rest of the day? Like, where did it go? You recorded it. What happened? I mean, I know when you do record stuff, you do a lot of the video ends up on the editor's floor. That's the old saying. But if you record for 12 hours and you want to end up with 4 minutes of video, that's a little too much cutting, honestly, you know?
Yeah, but then it goes right back to what we've been saying for the last month or so. Just like we have to make sure that we have our reviews and everything, or have a good sample rate. But at the same time, the clients have to do their due diligence and make sure they look up. If you're going to be spending a huge amount of money on a vendor, you need to make sure that you do your homework, because it sounds like with those vendors or whoever these photo people are, it doesn't. You can pretty much look and can see what kind of work that they do.
Yeah. My buddy who's the photographer, he said, Mike, I looked them up. The company he works for has a 5-star review. He said that he did look at some of the videos that they did produce and have on their website. He said they're beautiful. He said they're like 25 minutes long. He said they don't have this one posted yet. He said maybe they aren't going to post it because it's only a little over 4 minutes long, and he was there the whole day, you know. Like, yeah, I know. I said it's just unfortunate that he did that to them, you know. And this is the second wedding this has happened. I worked with another videographer, and he was there the whole day, and guess what? They ended up with a nice clip that they were able to put on Facebook and what other platforms they're on. Maybe like they broke it up maybe into like 3 12-minute clips, so it was like 36 minutes. But their actual video was like a movie. They had opening credits. They had the picture of the venue. At the end, it had them walking out, and then the ending credits. I mean, it was everything throughout the whole course of the night. The maid of honor, the best man giving their speeches, it wasn't cut off. It was the whole speech, which was nice. I said, this guy, he had it mic'd up, but didn't have him. They didn't say nothing. It was just like, oh, you see them coming up they grab the microphone, and that's when the best man grabbed my microphone. He had it right here. By the time it was over, he had it down here. I mean, it was a lot of wasted space. I mean, it'd be like us quick mixing a song.
But I was going to say, so what kind of wedding was it? Was it one of those micro weddings, or?
No, there was 190 people there.
No, I'm talking about micro wedding. I'm talking about one of those budget weddings, because it sound like
this wedding was 3 years in the making. She booked me 3 years ago. She booked my buddy who was a photographer.
The one that couldn't put that only gave him 4 minutes of a whole day.
Yeah. The photographer, no, his pictures, honestly, he told more of a story of that wedding day than the videographer did. Now, the videographer was booked about a year and a half ago, but John was booked, I want to say 2.5 years ago. I was the first one that was booked, me in the venue.
I thought photographer and videographer they do one and the same. It's almost like when you hire a DJ can also do a little bit of emceeing. It's all one and the same.
No, she hired a separate photographer, and then she hired a separate videographer.
You sure it's not one of those content creator type people?
No, this was a regular, actually, videographer. I mean, their website, everything. I didn't visit the website because he didn't have a card. But John and then the bride said, Mike, we were shocked too. This is what we got back. She says, we're not giving him a 5-star review. She says, we're going to give them a 1-star review. She says, and we may take them to court to get some of our money back. And maybe try to prove that they have a videotape, because he was there the whole day. He had walked around with the camera, but did he actually record? That's the whole thing. Maybe this is what he only recorded. Because, I mean, usually they'll report to the, like, okay, say he was there to the end of the night, but his recording stopped right after dancing started. Maybe like I said, it was only a 4.5-minute video, so maybe the last 30 seconds, not even, was just when open dance floor started. But he was still there the whole night recording stuff, but who knows if he was recording anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was shocked. And then I see my buddy's photos, and it was from the morning. You could see the videographer in some of the photos. Throughout the course of the night, he did take pictures of me, took pictures of the videographer, and he was there walking around with the camera, but nothing showed up on tape.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Hey, but this is, like I said, this is the second time I have seen this, and the other ones I've ever worked with, they record from the beginning of the night to the end of the night, and they have pictures of our videos of the bride and the bridesmaids getting ready, the groomsmen's getting ready. This guy only had maybe 2.5 seconds of them getting ready.
Yeah,
that was it. I'm like, wow, okay, like.
Yes, I don't know, but my whole point with the different vendors, we gotta make sure as vendors, if we work as a team, it's not even just the vendors, it's also the client, the couple. If the couple, if we all work as a team, then the event is gonna go well.
Oh God,
so you get out of it what you put in. So because going back to the photographer, it's just like there were so many changes. We had to make sure everybody was on the same accord and knew where everybody was going to be at certain times. So therefore, the photographer can be in her spot to get that picture that she needs. And then if she needs time, I need to be able to know I need to wait a second before making an announcement or playing a song or everything. Friday, it was one of those things where I think it went well because I planned, and because I planned so well, and when it seemed like when things went left or right, I was able to adjust. So it was never. This is, I wouldn't say, the first wedding where I didn't feel I wouldn't say nervous or locked in, but because I had to be on my toes and be ready to pivot right there on the spot. I couldn't get locked in my mind saying, remembering a script or remembering an order or that kind of stuff. It's one of those things where I had to understand the assignment and then be ready to move. So when I got on the mic, it was more so thinking about what I want to say, as opposed to thinking about what to say, thinking about what I want to say and just say it. So I didn't have time to get nervous or go into no long speech or worry about, because I have a speech impediment. All my insecurities are the voices you hear in your head sometimes when you're DJing or talking on the mic. I didn't have time to do all that. So I just had to go ahead and do it. It's like, this is, and then the venue wanted me to make announcements on top of that. So
I love that. Wait a second, really? You know? I mean, I could say it's par for the course. I had to do it 1,000 times too. But I think, they're getting paid X amount of dollars. And what kills me is they'll have a house system like this wedding that I just did. They wanted me to make all the announcements, but I'm thinking, you have the house system. You're the manager. Why don't you make the announcements?
Because remember, we outside in the courtyard.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're up. But see, I was inside, and even the manager who said he came up. He goes, Mike, you're not going to disperse the tables. Just tell the guest when the staff member comes up, that's when their table will go up to eat. I go, okay. He said, can you keep doing that throughout the course of the meal time until you see the last table getting up to eat? I said, okay, which one's the last table? Because they started here like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then they went 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm like, I don't know your table order.
Who's dismissing tables? You or the
a staff member from the venue.
Oh, the only thing you have to do is just say, wait till your staff member come to your table and they'll dismiss you in the conversation and play your music.
See, there were certain parts of the venue that were out of line of sight of me, so I couldn't see where the person was. So I'm like, okay, did he go to the bathroom? Did he walk out to the bar? Because a couple times he had walked out to the bar. There's a few disabled people there, so he would go out, get them a drink or whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, he's going to go back there, and I have to say, okay.
Don't tell me the internet is gone again.
A little bit off the hell. I'm like, well, why should I keep saying this? I mean, say it once and that be done, and let that guy go around to the tables. That's it. It's done. They'll know when to get up to eat because the guy will tell them. Hello, sir. You back with us? Hello, sir. You back with us?
Yeah, this little one over here is going to get her little internet privileges taken away.
Oh, okay. I was saying you just froze up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, and it's funny because every time she be getting on those little websites watching all this stuff, and it's like clogs up the internet. It doesn't do anything until she started watching her little movies and all this stuff on these little weird websites and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate today. Children don't go out and play. They're on the internet. They're playing games or they're doing this. Again, in our neighborhood, there's not that many kids here in our neighborhood, so it's unfair to the couple little kids that are here, because one's 9 and the other one's 14. So 14-year-old doesn't want to hang around with the 9-year-old, but so be it. It's just, at least she's home, she's safe, and if you had to go discipline her for a little bit, that's okay.
Yeah, she gonna get disciplined, all right. She gonna be going on there saying, why can't I use the internet anymore? Yep, but I forgot what I was saying. Oh, I was just saying everybody knowing their roles with vendors working together can make the event run smoothly. So let's get to we're at our 2-hour mark, and yeah, we can do a after show afterwards. So put in the chat.
Sounds like you had a great wedding coordinator that worked with you.
I mean, actually, the whole team was great. Yeah. The coordinator,
like everybody's just
the photographer, and all that. Let me get to this. Let me go down. I forgot where I stopped off. We read that. You good now? Talking about. All right, Buddy said the gig is one to show other customers. This is how you start charging more and more. The higher end events you do, the more you will do, the more you charge. And that's what I plan on doing. And that's why I was going back to asking, at least being respectful to the groom. Because in my contract, it says I videotape, and you see the little camera there. I just want to just reach out and be respectful. Let him know that I would like to use that little clip where he was talking about how I integrated all the different cultural musical taste all in one and kept the night flowing. And then Cool Thing said, huh?
It looked great, that video. I mean, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but it took forever for me to go through that instant 360 to go through and try to get the pinpoints, and I had to do it in chunks, break it up into small parts. And open dance, I had to do it twice. So open dance is pretty much, I just stuck to dance floor view, and then with Insta 360, you can copy that one and make a duplicate. And for the duplicate, I just spun the camera around. So now you get me the whole time. So when I go into Wondershare, I just layer the two on top. And then as they play, I just say, okay, I want the camera to face me because I'm actually doing something. And then go back to the dance floor because they're doing something. Therefore, I don't miss things. And I can also do the picture-in-picture kind of doohickey. Yes. So that goes back to I think when the internet first cut off, my Instagram 30 challenge that us group of DJs are doing. So I'm going to use a lot of that to cut up and do content. And then Cool Thing said, that is my inspiration to up my production quality of my gig logs, and starting with the 4th of July gig. So, but the main thing is to make sure you tell a story. That's my whole purpose. No matter if it's a picture or if it's a talking head or, video clips or with your phone, whatever, just as long as it tells a unique story. Because it even goes back to, I was thinking when you were telling the story about the videographer, it's like using your cell phone and using like a professional video. Those two can work great if you tell the story right, because you can get that professional look, but then you can also add that raw element that an Android phone can give you, because it adds a different dimension to your storytelling. So if you put it together and tell a unique story, and then being with the attention span now, being able to do it in a short span, that's gold.
The thing is, if you do everything in chronological order, even like from a still photographer, taking pictures like from early morning when they're getting ready to the last dance of the night, and you have them laid out through the whole course of the day the way it should be. Like the videographer, he was all over the place. Like he got the morning and the ceremony right.
Is this the same person?
Yeah, he just,
no, because I have to cut you off, but you like to get on people and you just be like, you're the guy. I bet you when you was little, when you used to fight, you'll be just beating people up, and the people try to grab you, pull you off, and you be like throwing them off like you James Brown
Honestly,
with the cape.
I was never a fighter, but like it's like, how can I say, like shuffling cards and now the photographer. His was laid out. It should actually, like you said, tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
It told a story from the beginning right to the end, and that's how we should even be with our music. Like, it almost started off with bangers, and then end up the end of the night like, oh, okay, it's over. You know, a banger could be. I like to play a banger at the end of the night too. You know, so it's like, just we gotta keep the flow going, but we gotta make a story out of it. I mean, I don't want to go from AC/DC Thunderstruck to Judy Garland somewhere over the rainbow, you know.
Even though I know Nick, was it Nick, Joe, and Rick,
Jason.
Well, I haven't heard Jason do it too much. Where they'll play these little what do you call it? Not spoof songs. They'll play a banger, then all of a sudden you'll hear the Lion King song, Bawamba, or that that MGM intro. It's almost like a trolling. That's what it's called, because Brett Lee does it.
That ain't bad, doing like the trolling stuff. Like that's not bad. But when you go up from one song, totally different genre, to, like I said, Judy Garland, and just making that up out of my head, to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, it's like basically you're just basically falling off a cliff, you know. We want to create a vibe, like they're doing that little trolling, but that's only a couple, 2-3 seconds, and then they're right into that next song, and maybe a totally different genre, but it's actually, if you listen to the first song coming into that second song, it's actually still flowing the right way.
And then at La Ruckus Inc. says, Mike has a great memory. He remembers things from years ago, and here I am not able to remember what I did yesterday.
Hey, we've been doing this for so many years. Believe me, there's things that stand out in your mind that you'll never forget, and there's things that you're like, did that happen? Really? You know, somebody will show a picture of your DJ, and it's like, I DJ that wedding? Like, okay, you know, I have people come up to, hey, DJ Mikey Mike. I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh man, it's our 12th anniversary. I'm like, happy anniversary. Don't you remember that night? I'm like, oh, once they say, don't you remember that night, they go, oh yeah, oh my God, your wedding was fantastic. You know, like,
and then Buddy said, did I ask for reviews? Yep. So it's just a matter of them doing it. They said they were. So I'll follow up next week. But also, if I can just use that little clip from the groom, that to me it worked just fine too.
Oh, that
because you can see it just like the group that said, "Oh, what did they call me?" They didn't say Hitman. I think they just called me by my first name. They said Dwayne did a marvelous job. He's very organized and all that. That little thing.
Yeah. I mean, this wedding, you experienced that already by being, I'm not gonna say thrown into the wolves den, but sometimes you got called for that spur of the moment wedding that you didn't have any of the background stuff to go by, so you were already adapted to doing something like this, and you did it, but you had time to think, but not really to think long enough. It was like, okay, if I don't say this now, then there's going to be something wrong, you know?
Yeah, because it's just like what I was saying last week. This was a different way. I had to change my thinking. I couldn't go in and think like a DJ, a wedding DJ. This was more, and he even said, this is more of a vibe kind of thing. We want dance and we want party, but that wasn't, the dancing party part wasn't the main focus.
No. You had to react very spontaneous.
And then once I got there and I heard a lot of French, then it's like, it's more so just like when I do my church events. A lot of them, that's like the first time seeing a lot of their relatives that maybe be out of town or anything. So they're just there want to have a good time just to catch up with old times and then dance. So that's the way I had to approach it.
Yeah. Not every wedding is going to be wanting bangers after bangers. There's going to be some that only have a handful of people dancing because, okay, he's French. He came from France. Is she from America?
Yep.
Okay. So now you got two families meeting each other for the first time. Okay, they know him and his family knows her, but they don't know the cousins. They may not know the parents. So this way, you want them to gel together. You don't want to be hitting them with bangers and having real loud music continuously throughout the whole course of the evening.
Yes and no.
Their
bangers are different.
Oh yeah.
So their bangers, their bangers are, they have a certain rhythmic flow that I did pick up, and that's why I wish if I could redo it the whole thing again, the way I would have prepped for this wedding would have been different, because they have a specific like they like that conga sound, that and the clave kind of sound, they like that kind of like Spanish kind of vibe. So that's what they were liking a lot of. And then of course in order for me to go between that and English bangers, I did like your Pit Bulls and your Daddy Yankees and that kind of stuff. So it was still familiar with the English speaking people, but then it still had that same kind of bounce that they like, because they came in ready to party. And so it was easy. It was, as long as you played anything that had that where they can do that kind of thing, you're in it. You could play it. You could have played it the whole night, the same couple of songs, as long as they can get in there, do that.
Their groove, and that's it.
Yep.
I love when you see a British DJ on YouTube and they go, "I'm going to the disco." It's like we interpret disco as music from the mid '70s. Theirs is just they're going to a party or they're going to a pub that they're going to be playing some music, but it's just they're going to a disco or they're doing a disco. It's like, oh, okay. The first couple times I see it, I'm like, what the heck are they talking about? And then I watch the video, I'm like, oh, okay, now I know what they're talking about. It's just you're not used to that lifestyle that they have over there.
Yep. But next time, well, I'm gonna go back and watch the video again and then just make notes and tag my notes in the songs, because it goes back to when Will and Diego and is that Max Saint, where if I had looked at the songs and looked at how each songs fit, like the DJ tips I have for these Spanish songs, where it tells you what kind of vibe, what kind of like you said, for Spanish music, there's certain countries that like this kind of style, and another one likes this one that's totally different. If I kind of like had did that with the English, with the French versions, I think I would have been more comfortable. I managed, but I wouldn't feel mentally I'm rushing trying to figure out what to do next and hoping I picked the right one. It just so happened I got lucky and I was picking the right ones.
They're flowing right in order.
Yep. And going down, so we can go ahead and wrap it up so we don't be here too long. But yeah, I'm waiting for the reviews. I did ask that. And I asked for
you got a 5-star review from me on that. That is awesome.
Yep. Thanks. Everybody was saying they like the professional look. And then Cool Thing says, yes, you have a sharp memory.
Thank you, Cool Thing.
Then of course we're gonna do the after party. Just put in a link that you want to do the after party, and I'll DM you the link. And then cool thing said after the show he's gonna lay in his bed and rest for the rest of the night. We know he's gonna be on Facebook Live.
Yeah. But what kills me, last couple events I've done, and the last 3 were weddings. This last wedding, the photographer, which I know was dressed very professional. But the last weddings before that, I did 4 or 5 weddings back to back to back. Well, not like one weekend after another, but they were consecutive weddings. There was only one photographer that was dressed professionally. And it wasn't, and he had a polo shirt on and khaki pants on. But the other ones, I'm like, the one lady had cutoff shorts on. I'm like, really? I mean, you don't have to dress really nice, but be presentable. And I'm not taking it away from anybody who has tattoos, but this girl was all tatted up. Again, be professional. You're there, and she had beautiful equipment to take pictures with, but she just didn't fit the part. Because I mean, you looked at her and you're like, oh boy, what's this gonna be like? But she did beautiful work. Again, I seen pictures from the one, they were amazing. But you look at it, you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but when you see the cover and it's all tatted up and pink, green, and purple hair, it's like, wait a second, what's going on here? You know.
Yep.
But again, don't judge a book by a cover, but at least come out, be somewhat presentable.
Yep, you're glitching a little bit, so let me go ahead and end this, because I think she's back on that little watching them bootleg movies and stuff.
Oh boy, I'm not going to be able to join the after party because I have to get downstairs, take care of my mom.
Okay.
And I'm just wiped out from helping my daughter.
Yeah, I see. And then Diego said I should use my router. Maybe I have to do that next time. But at the same time, it's like I'm using my phone to kind of like keep track of the stream as well. So it's like I gotta figure it out.
I gotta change this angle of span because if you notice, I keep moving, trying to get it away from my eyes because it's blowing right here, right in the eyes.
Okay. And for the shout outs.
I gave you some praise tonight. I said I ought to respect you for every time you do a wedding, you change the batteries in your microphone. So, buddy, that's a great philosophy to follow, and every other DJ should follow that same philosophy too.
And make sure you put your microphone in the bag too.
Yeah. And didn't you forget, was it your speakers or speaker stands one time?
I forgot the speakers.
Oh.
Because I was so used to carrying the harbingers. Okay. I didn't even use my EVs for a good little bit. So it's basically loading the car up. I put the two, bottom parts against the, a certain way in the car. And then I had the 2 long bags, and I thought the long bags that I had was the speaker tops. So not speaker top, but the pole. So basically I packed everything packed a certain way. But then when I got there, I was like, oh snap, those are my 2 real subs. And that bag had the sub, the sub pole to the tops. And I didn't have the big EV things. So
that's like with me. I forgot my hard drives at home the one time. I'm like, thank God I was 10 minutes away from the house. And then one other time I was coming home, picked up a Xvive gig bar, and I was DJing on the PAB. It was middle of winter time. I don't know what kind of gig it was for. It was for Valentine's Day or whatever. And I came out, I packed the vehicle, but I had to pull my EV gig bar out. I had to throw it on top. I had a Durango, so I had to throw it up.
Oh, you said that one where it was on the top of your car?
Yeah, I saw. Thank God nobody stole it. Thank God it didn't fall out by my. So you did some not bad stuff, but some stuff that you're like, how did I forget the? I'm going. How did I forget the bat? I mean, the gig bar's a big box basically, and it's the whole length of the whole width of my car. How the heck did I not see that when I was going back out into the car to get back in there to drive home? I think I was only a mile down the road.
Yep. And that's why Kevin said it's great to have another rig for just your gear, so you don't have to worry about forgetting stuff at home. But getting back to this, so we don't have another glitch out.
Yeah.
So our chat leaderboard, we had DJ Cool Thing at number 1, Kevin DJ K Productions at number 2. Yeah, I see he updated his website. It was looking good. 3 was DJ Mikey Mike. 4 was James King. 5 was Diego at Low Ruckus Inc. 6 was DJ Nunu. Buddy came in 7th. At Big J DJ Services came in 8th, and he was the new member in our Facebook group page last week.
Thank you so much for joining.
And then what is this? DJ, is it Flash Straight? DJ FL 68T8 -J8V. I guess that is, because it's so small on my screen. I need to blow it up. He came in 9th. DJ J-Tech came in 10th. And DJ Will came in 11th.
I see Will change up his profile picture too.
Yep. So if you haven't done so already, you can join our Facebook group page just by going to Facebook and type in Cue It Up DJ Podcast in the browser. You can join our private or public group. You can follow Mikey Mike on Twitter and Facebook at DJ Mikey Mike, and on Instagram at DJ Mikey Mike 45. And then you can follow me on all of my socials at Hitman DDub. And then we have this thing called the DJ Collective Network, where it's one culture and many voices. Welcome to your primetime DJ lineup. Just remember, when you go to each one of these shows, the views and opinions expressed during the DJ Collective Network primetime shows are those of the individual hosts and guests of that show. They do not necessarily reflect the views or official stance of the different shows of the DJ Collective Network as a whole, its affiliates, or production partners. Viewer and listeners' discretion is advised. So as I was saying, welcome to our primetime DJ lineup, a weekly schedule of live stream shows built for DJs by DJs. And this coming Monday, DJ Mikey Mike will be a guest on DJ Cool Thing's show, Time to Spin, at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Cool Thing's YouTube channel, which is at DJ Cool Thing Official. And then on Tuesdays, it's the DJ Roundtable with Buddy and his guest panel of DJs at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But his is on Twitch at TBM Productions _Buddy. But if you missed the live broadcast on Tuesday night, then you can see the rebroadcast live at 1:00 on Mondays on his YouTube channel, which is at TBM Productions DJ1. And then on Wednesdays, we have DJ James King and his King's Court DJ podcast. You can join him every Wednesday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube at James.King HTX and help him reach his 10,000 subscriber mark. I'm hoping to get there one day. I'm getting close. I have spikes. It seems like I grow real quick, then stop. Then for some reason, I'm hearing that this person is unfriending. So my numbers keep going up and down. But on Thursdays, it's the Queued Up DJ podcast with the Hitman DDub and my friend DJ Mikie Mike at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, on my YouTube channel at the Hitman DDub. And then also on Thursdays at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube at La Ruckus Inc. You have DJ Pretty Boy and DJ Shay for the Start to Spin DJ podcast. Then you can join Kevin and Matt and Eric on the KJ Chill Room. You can join them live every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time by just going to djntv.com/KJ Chill. Also, we have the Recreate the Vibe podcast on YouTube and the No Stress Zone podcast with DJ Reese. You can follow him on his Instagram at _DJ Reese _ where he talks about DJing in a corporate event. And then also, you should check out the Woo Experience with DJ Woo at 9 o'clock on his YouTube channel, which is at the which is at the Woo Experience. And I used to follow him way back when I first decided to try to transition from being a bedroom DJ into doing weddings and things. So we have a good conversation there. And then also we have the Omega booth, which I'm going to eventually finish setting up. And Sean said, DJ Night Owl said he'll join us to so we can talk more photo booth. Because there was something on Facebook that I came across that was interesting. That maybe we'll bring that up when he comes on the show. But the Omega booth runs at $2,495. But if you use our Queued Up code, you can get $500 off. And you can get it from the photoboothdirectclub.com. And then also on that website, you can get your video guest book, the Sigma video guest book, at $795. And it comes in red, black, and white. And then you can also still find good, useful information from DJ Night Owl on his YouTube channel at DJ Biz School, where he talks about SEOs and website building and marketing. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And again, make sure you hit the thumbs up on this video if you haven't done so already. And our fade out message is: confidence comes from preparation. Growth comes from reflection. Excellence comes from doing both. So remember the main takeaways that I learned from this past gig and what we had talked about earlier, if you missed it, was one, being prepared, and that brings on more confidence. Communication will prevent problems before they arise. Great planners make great vendors even better. And that goes for everybody. Everybody got to do their part. Couples who trust their team create better weddings. So it doesn't make sense for you to hire a vendor and then you want to tell the vendor how to do their job and micromanage. You hired a vendor, so therefore it can take some of the stress away, and so you can enjoy your day or your event. And then a playlist guides the night, but reading the room creates the memories. So every wedding is another opportunity to grow. So make sure you're out there trying to do your best and grow. So you have any last remarks other than talking about the same photographer?
I want to applaud you again on the video you created. That's amazing. You had a lifetime event there, and you captured it right to the T. And as a DJ, you got to keep continuing to grow. As you can see, Dwayne is continuing to grow. Just be patient. Sometimes you have to be a little bit patient, and sometimes you have to be doing on a spontaneous like Dwayne had to do this past weekend, and that's how it happens sometimes. You just got to go with the flow.
Yep, so Kevin said he got soft. So
Who, me? Yeah.
yeah,
And also thank you to Kevin for showing up there. He helped you set up, helped you break down.
Mhm.
That's a great friend to do something like that. That's how Will's with me. He's an honorable friend. I can't beat him. Great guy.
Yep. It's nice to have people like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So with that said, I'm glad everyone was able to join us, and I hope you got something out of it. And again, for all those that have been coming to the show, again, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now, I could say I could do it. I could take all the saying I did this myself, but this was a group effort from just talking to you all. Again, like DJ Will, DJ Max Saints, Diego, for talking about and giving us the background on Latino music, because Latino music was a lot of that was similar to the wedding that I just did with French. So the same kind of concepts, the same thought process I was able to do because I had talked to them and they came and shared their experience with us. Also, people in the chat giving advice, checking. I was able to go and then think about some of the things that they said and put into play. So again, thank you again for coming and sharing the experience, because this is what this podcast is all about: to come, connect, grow, and learn and build each other up. So from the bottom of my heart, I would like to thank you all, because you all don't know how much you all play a part in my journey in leveling up. So with that said, I hope you all have a great weekend. Make sure you go out there and crush those gigs, and I'll see you all next week. Remember, before it's time to spin, you gotta first cue it up. Take care and stay blessed.
Practice and enjoy also.
Before the lights, 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 before the packed dance floors, before the name queued up, would mean anything. Been hustling over 30 years, working every single day. Music wasn't just a job, it was built in my DNA. The journey wasn't overnight. Still figuring it out. There ain't no change in me. I can only be me. But the consistency stayed the same, even if they don't feel the same. Cause no matter how high I go, I'm still the same OG.